Yeah, I know we've talked briefly about wireless charging in some previous episodes, but what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so first off, fun fact,
Just dive right in.
do you know where wireless charging was first implemented in like a commercial sense?
Phones.
No, it wasn't phones
No?
actually.
What? Oh, I'm gonna just go
It's a
off the limb.
consumer, it's a
Toothbrushes.
consumer. What'd you say?
Toothbrushes?
You're right. Yeah, it is toothbrushes
Really?
actually. Yeah. So
Wow. Oh,
I think it was Oral B or Braun or like one of those like the major like toothbrush brands that make the electric toothbrushes. That's where it was first implemented.
that's crazy that I guessed that. I
Yeah.
it was just kind of a wild guess.
Yeah, I did a
But
video on
wow.
wireless charging and EVs like a couple of years ago now. But I was researching for it and came across that. I thought that was really interesting that like toothbrushes were where it was first implemented because we think of phones now when we think of wireless charging. So,
Yeah, yeah. That's really interesting. So what year was that like invented or
oh
first
gosh, I'm not
implemented?
sure. I don't have wiki up in front of me,
Oh, okay. Sorry.
but we'll let people look that up on their own. um,
Yes, this is not living toothbrush. This is living electric. So.
Um, but yeah, toothbrushes is where it was first implemented, which is really interesting. As we know today, like phones are probably where it's the biggest application right now. We've got wireless charging pads, we've got wireless charging standards. It's all kind of coming together for phones and smaller electronics. And a lot of people think that can be applied to big electronics now with EVs. We've got these huge batteries. Wireless charging is kind of the next natural step, I think, in charging. I think it makes a lot of sense for convenience, especially because I
Hmm.
know you and I both, we've tried out a lot of charging stations. Some of them, like, it's hard to even plug in your car depending on how it's installed or cord lengths or whatever else. And wireless charging can make a lot of sense for that. My mind immediately jumps to people that are handicapped that might not be able to plug in their car. That's really easy
Yeah.
to just either pull in your garage or pull up to a station. The car just starts charging. Don't even need to get out. So that could be really helpful. So I think there are some applications where it makes sense. My biggest thing, being an engineer, is the efficiency of wireless charging is significantly less than wired charging. That's the biggest downside of wireless charging. Um, not as big a deal in phones, obviously. You can put your phone on the charging pad. It's not a big deal if you lose a little bit of energy trying to charge your phone. You're probably losing like less than a cent of electricity. But charging a car, a lot more power, a lot more expensive. You're talking, dollars or $10 sometimes, depending on the wireless charging application. So, granted, it could go a lot of ways. That efficiency can be improved. We saw Apple with MagSafe, that where it locks
Yeah.
into place and actually centers it up. That can improve efficiency a lot. There's a lot of other things you can do to improve efficiency, but that's immediately kind of my dig at wireless charging, if you will, is the efficiency wise, it's hard to get around those losses. So that's my thoughts at least.